Hello everybody, it's Rebecca Gabriel here and welcome to our weekly card reading for the 19th of November through to the 25th of November. I hope you are all well, and I do hope that this reading is going to give you some clarity around your week, what to expect in terms of the energies. Would love it if you would please, if it resonates with you, the message resonates with you, please like the video, subscribe, and of course if you're interested in a personal reading, my details are in my bio. Alright, let's take a look what is up for this week. I've pre-shuffled the cards, so we're going to do a 6-card spread today. And just do another quick shuffle. Okay, let's get started. Okay, for the first cards that we have here, the first card that comes up is the Observer card. So this is Spirit encouraging us at this point in time with a lot of changes that are happening this week. The best approach this week is to take a step back rather than to leap in. In some cases, you may be feeling a little bit overly confident this week. No harm with that, but it's more about a check-in with your approach to people and circumstances this week. So being mindful of the way you communicate is really important. And the best tact is to take a step back, and my favourite saying, take a pause or hit the pause button before responding to any forms of communication, whether it be verbal or via email or social media and texting and so on, and just have a think clearly before you decide to respond, because it could end up having a negative impact on you in a way that you're not expecting. So, you don't want to burn your bridges at this point in time. There are a lot of things, let's just say, a lot of cogs in the big machine at the moment that are moving around, and you don't want to inadvertently cause a chink in the chain or a stake in the cog to upset things and cause a chain of events that will not go as planned. So the best approach for this week is to be the observer, or to just put a bit of a pause on your communication before you respond. So I'm thinking that this is going to relate to any circumstances, whether it be on the job front, with family relations, friends, or in personal relationships. So, what we call being a really good listener is a reflective listener. And that's really learning to listen not just with your ears, but to listen with your heart, and to put yourself in the place of the other person. That's what we call empathy, is being able to place yourself in someone else's shoes. So being the observer, being the reflective listener, listening intently, reflecting back what you think you've heard, is going to be your best tact this week. It's also calling you to look at the bigger picture of things as well. Rather than being overly focused on the details, sometimes we can be triggered to want to respond to things too quickly because we've become a little bit too focused on the detail, and sometimes that can mean that we could accidentally make assumptions, incorrect assumptions. So being the observer this week means to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, to recognize that sometimes we need to sort of do a check-in as to why we're doing something, or the choices that we're making. Why are we making the choices? Does it fit in with our purpose, our journey, our bigger picture of where we are going? So not everything that's going to be presented to you this week is something that you need to be overly focused on. It's going to be more a case of when you make decisions or when you communicate, think more in terms of the bigger picture. Okay. All right, so yes, we're definitely feeling that changes in the wind. So with so many changes, even more reason why we need to be very conscious of how we communicate and the assumptions that we make and the things that we are thinking about as change is occurring. And, just like the zebra, sometimes things are not always necessarily as they appear on the surface. So when we are communicating or when information is being presented to us, sometimes we're not going to get all of the information presented to us, in that we won't see the whole picture, we will only see part of the picture, which is sort of that camouflage effect. So we just need to be careful again to just pause before we respond in our communications this week. The direction of our path is still being sorted at the moment, so again, it's urging you to come back to center, trust your inner knowing on what is taking place, rather than be overly focused on the energy that's swirling around you and the externals, what other people are saying, circumstantial things. Come back to center and stay sure-footed on who you are and what you know is true for you and where you're headed. So just keep your focus going forward on what your bigger goal is, what your values are, and what you know is going to be most important for you in terms of your growth, your future development, and what's going to best serve you. Don't allow, the winds of change and circumstances around you to distract you from your purpose. And in time, the dust will settle and things will get sorted. So stick to your true north, stick to what is true for you, being mindful that you don't have all the information at this point in time, so refrain from making quick decisions or big assumptions. Just recheck in with you. Not everybody's going to understand where you're coming from. Just do a quick check-in with yourself and just pause before responding this week. And just know that sometimes as we experience the winds of change, we can feel a little unsettled if we allow our focus to be on what's going on around us. But, like the zebra who's standing very sure-footed here, this is you. This is you. Stay sure-footed in yourself and what you know is right for you, because Spirit and Divine, your guardian angels, are watching over you, and all of the changes that are taking place for you are divinely intended. It's all part of the process in assisting you to creating this new life, which we've been aware of these changes for the past month, and in last week's reading we talked about it. This is all meant to be, and it's a time for your dreams to come true. Notice these beautiful stars here. Wishes fulfilled. This is a very blessed time, so even more reason why to just go within and recheck with yourself what's important to you, because everything that's happening right now is divinely intended, and is happening in a way to support you, even if you don't have all of the answers and all of the clarity. Just trust that what is happening is good for you. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards from the Psychic Tarot deck. Beautiful. Now, we had this card present last week as well. This really is a time of heightened intuition and heightened awareness, and just a reminder that you're in a very, very powerful phase at the moment. Everything is coming together for you. This is a really positive card. Again, it's asking you to trust yourself. Trust what you know is true for you, because you are manifesting everything that you're thinking about and focusing on at the moment. So, be very mindful of staying in a very positive state. Do what you can to ensure that you mind your thoughts and do what is healthy and uplifting for you, because right now you are creating everything that you're focusing on. So this is a very powerful time for you. It's positive, and this is an opportunity for you to really go with the momentum of change here in a positive way. I know that sometimes we can feel a little overwhelmed when things are changing, and the idea of leaving behind things or being nervous about paving the way forward into unknown territory. But honestly, there's nothing to be fearful of. Spirit is supporting you and guiding you, and this really is a very positive time for you to help manifest your dreams and your wishes. The next card here, Sacrifice. When I look at this card, I really do get a sense of liberation. And sometimes we can feel that the word sacrifice means that we are losing something. But in this card and in this reading today, I really do get a sense of upliftment, that the rainbow is like connecting in with the assistance of the divine and making and things, our dreams coming to fruition. That everything that we have been working towards is now happening. God, the universe, the angels have been listening to our prayers, and they are supporting us and letting us know that it's all coming together. And whilst we may have felt that we've been wading through sticky mud or murky waters for such a long time, and we have, let's face it, many of us have gone through an awful lot of challenges this year. But as in this card, there's a real sense of breakthrough, a real breakthrough into climbing out of that murky water and really coming into our own self-power and manifesting our dreams. And this, of course, can be wherever is important to us at the moment, whether it's in our career, or in new relationships in our life, or a new direction of where we want to be, wherever that is, it represents a path of peace, peace within, happiness and joy, a real sense of, finally breaking through into our new life. And it's come from a lot of hard work. So there is a real sense of acknowledgement and achievement here. And yes, you may have had to have let go a number of things, but the focus is less about that and more about the fact that you've made it. That it's all happening now for you. And then, of course, the last card here beautifully sums that up. We've got Three of Cups here. So in this reading, the Three of Cups is representing all of the support of those like-minded people around you to celebrate your achievement. This is a really joyous time for you, and this is time to really acknowledge how far you've come. It really is being in the moment and also looking forward to all of the beautiful things that are coming. It's the harvest from all of the efforts of where you've come from. And so this week, I do feel that you're going to have news of something worth celebrating. like a milestone or a breakthrough. Perhaps it's a breakthrough in terms of your thinking, a massive aha moment, a sense of relief of letting go something that has been holding you back, like this murky water. It's a decision that's been made. It's, like everything that you've been working towards, finally you've got a sense of a breakthrough this week. So it's a good message that's coming to you, and it's worth celebrating. So that's good news for this week, people. So I'd just like to add a message here from my Gaia deck. Let's see what we can add to this message. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Oh, lovely. So going along with this very positive momentum of change and celebrating comes the energy of peace. When that feeling that you've won the race or achieved a massive project or milestone, you have that sense of relief. This to me says two things. Well, actually more than two things. That sense of peace that you have after hard work of putting the effort in, but also the importance of continuing this beautiful momentum. The best way to do that is to eliminate any distracting and disturbing thoughts. And I know it's tempting that when we go through change to, have that, the mind will race at 100 miles an hour. What if this and what if that? And we can get ourselves worked up into a bit of a state. And with the energies that are around us at the moment, there is, with that, the winds of change, just a little bit like kids on a windy day, they can get a little bit hyperactive and go off a little bit crazy. Well, we can do that to ourselves as well if we allow our thoughts to take off in a certain direction. Spirit's reminding us to focus on maintaining our peace within and ensuring that we don't get caught up in nonsense thinking. Stay peaceful within. Stay focused on where you're headed, the bigger picture, because Spirit is guiding you and supporting you along the way. So maintain that sense of peace within, and that will help you with the energy and what you want to create this week. I am going to pull a card from our nature deck. To support us with the change that we're going through, we're being prompted to clear out the old. Now, in this card, there's a blindfold around the person's eyes, an emphasis on like the thought processes. So a lot of the clearing out of the old, yes, it could be physical and tangible things in preparation for new things coming. But again, it's a reminder to get rid of the old way of thinking. Be gone and be done with the mental entrapment that you put yourself through, worrying about things of the past. That's all finished. And in order to create the beautiful new future that you're moving towards, keep the peace. Keep the peace within. Be peaceful within your heart, and you will unlock all of the beautiful dreams and the future that you're desiring. And as we keep our peace, we're able to tap into our inner wisdom. Just remember, don't push anything. Be the observer this week. And be mindful of the fact that we're working with divine timing here and what the universe is setting up for us in terms of supporting us. So there is no need to force anything. Just go with the momentum, celebrate what is, clear your mind of anything that's likely to get in the way of you manifesting what you're wanting for your future. From our Whispers of Love deck, what can we see in terms of relationships with people this week? There we go. Actions speak louder than words. Express your love through actions. So this week it is more about what we do rather than what we say. Again, coming back to being the observer. Sit on your hands if you have to. If that's going to stop you from being a little too spontaneous or impulsive with communication this week. So this is really beautiful. This really is just affirming about connecting with the energy of your own direction in your life, of what you're wanting to create, and being mindful that when you're in a position to make some decisions, come back to you and make decisions, take steps towards your true path of what you want to create, what's going to bring you growth, happiness, spiritual maturity. And what's coming out for me in this card here is, just as with the winds of change, now is the time to look at the bigger picture, as in the bird's eye view. Go up higher in your thinking, look at the bigger picture of your life. Try to ignore any choppy waters that are around you. Stay focused going forward and look at what you're wanting to create for the long-term future. What's going to give you long-term happiness, growth, prosperity, abundance? What's going to lift your spirit and be aligned with who you truly are? You're being guided to really be more mindful about your choices and your decisions. Beautiful. And I'll just do one last card from the Romance Angels to top it off. Again, this deck, I like to remind people, can either be the relationship with yourself, relationship with partner, or just relationship with others in general. Okay. We have the engagement card. So we had this card last week as well. And what I'm getting from this is a real sense of commitment to self and a higher level of commitment to your path going forward now. You know, in the past, there may have been a lot of focus on other people, other agendas, but now is the time when you're really getting a chance to focus on your path and what is bringing you long-term happiness. So this card is pointing to a higher level of commitment to yourself and your joy and your happiness. You know, if it's just yourself and you're not in a partnership, then this is about your pathway going forward. If it's to do with a relationship, something this week is going to give you an indication that things are moving in the right direction in terms of deepening the relationship with your partner. You know, time spent together this week will do a lot to further that relationship for the future. Again, it's less about the words and more about being connected in with the energy of each other and being a good listener will help to foster good relationships this week. You know, when we do that, we are working towards deepening the commitment we have to ourselves as well as others. So I hope that helps everybody this week, and it gives you something to look forward to, some guidance on where your energy is flowing and moving this week. Just a quick recap. Take the position of being the observer this week. Listen, observe everything that's going on around you. Stay focused on your goal going forward, regardless of any winds of change and feeling unsettled. Just stay focused on the bigger picture and you will stay grounded. Know that you're being supported by Spirit, that everything that's happening right now is meant to be happening for you. Maintain a sense of peace within, which will help you have clarity in your mind, and, making sure that we're careful about how we are thinking and our energy, because that will affect what we're creating. Everything is coming together now. Where we have been, we are leaving behind, and great things are coming. There's a sense of empowerment, and really our dreams starting to take shape now. A message will come in this week where you get cause to celebrate. Acknowledge it. It's worth acknowledging with those who are supportive on your journey. So well done. Clearing out the old, making sure that we're not carrying with us any, messy thinking that's going to get in the way of us creating our dreams. Take the bigger viewpoint. Stay focused and look at the bigger picture this week. And know that as you are more mindful about how you spend your time with others and your communication, you are working towards deepening your commitment to yourself and to others that are important in your life. So be a good listener this week and create time knowing that you are able to invest in your future for yourself or your future relationship. All right, people, I hope that has been helpful to you. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week. And again, if you'd like to leave a comment at the bottom of the video, I'd be most grateful. Wishing you a lovely week, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.